existence.
So now the lawyer, what did he say to you? Tell me what. Remember what did he say exactly?
He said, "Get over it."
Yeah, he said, you know, people don't get divorced about smoking. But anyway, we lived in that house for a while, and then
And when did you have the fox?
the fox.
There's.
That was up at Lincoln's house.
Oh, okay.
We rented an apartment in an apartment complex, lived there for a while, and then we got a GI loan and built a house. That's the first house we ever had in Savannah. And we got to live in it about 3 months, and I got recalled into the Air Force, you know, during the Korean War.
Oh.
So that were some of the highlights from that.
Well, now where'd you go for the Korean War?
Well, I never got in combat again. I went to first. Well, I was in a National Guard unit in Savannah,
Uh-huh.
and the Guard unit was mobilized, and we transferred first to Murfreesboro, Tennessee,
Uh-huh.
and
Well, did Mother go with you then, or?
yeah, we lived in a boarding house at Murfreesboro,
Uh-huh.
and then the Guard unit was broken up, and I got transferred to Langley Air Force Base, and
Where's Langley? That's in D.C.
Virginia.
And did you move there?
Yeah,
Where'd you live there?
Buckrow Beach, Virginia.
Like on the beach?
Uh-huh.
Wow, I didn't know y'all lived on the beach. How long did you stay there?
Oh, I don't know, a few months. Let me see. Oh, that's where we had the owner was a lady, and it was a apartment, a two-story apartment,
Uh-huh.
and she lived upstairs, and we had the apartment downstairs, and it was not air conditioned, and it was the summertime, and one night we were in bed, and I was already asleep, and Peggy woke me up and said, there's somebody outside the window, and it was a guy outside the window, and where she noticed he was smoking, and every once in a while he'd drag on a cigarette and light up, and so she woke me up and said, we got to do something, and so I got up and went around in the house somewhere to try to find something for a weapon, and all I could find was a Coke bottle, which wasn't much help, and so we came back, and he was still there, and I went over to the window and confronted him and said, "What the hell are you doing here?" And so he took off running, and Peggy yelled out, "Go ahead and shoot him." And he really took off.
You gonna shoot him with the Coke bottle?
And so it was funny, we tried to wake up the landlady. She'd always said, if you need any help, we'll just take a broom and pound on the ceiling, and I'll respond. So we just about punched a hole in the ceiling. Never got her attention. And we called the police, but nothing they could do. He's gone.
Yeah.
Well, what did Mother say when you were telling her you wanted a divorce because of her smoking? What was her attitude?
I don't know. Go ahead, I guess.
Well, so now that was at the beach. What was the name of the town?
Buckrow Beach.
Buckrow Beach.
Uh-huh.
I never know how y'all lived at the beach. So then after that, where'd you go?
We were there until I got out of the Air Force. I was discharged there for 13 months, and I got a job with DuPont in Memphis, Tennessee,
Okay.
instead of going back to the paper company.
Now, what was that apartment like?
In Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, the first one was upstairs. This was hot summertime, and we rented an upstairs apartment, and no air conditioning upstairs.
Hot.
We were just so hot you could hardly exist, and it's kind of funny. We would be awake in the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you'd hear something like a lion roaring, and you'd say, "What in the world is that?" And then we found out we were about 2 blocks from the zoo.
You didn't hear that one? I knew that one. So the lions would roar at night.
Yeah.
I don't remember the fox either.
So we lived there for a while, and then we got a good apartment, nice and relatively spacious, and good rent and air conditioning and everything.
And what's the story with the fox?
We were at their house one time, and Jimmy had a fox. He called. I don't know where it came from, but we had a picture with Peggy was holding a fox in her lap. I think.
Uh-huh.
Is that the one you think about?
Yeah. And it was in the newspaper too, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't remember
I
that.
think it was.
Let's see. Well, after that, we lived in Memphis, and now when I before I got out of the service that time, I was interviewed at several places, and I went to the interview with DuPont at the headquarters in Wilmington, Delaware. But I was interested in the plant in Memphis, Tennessee, and so that's what I was interviewed for. And the interview went well, and so after it was over, this guy said, "Well, I tell you what, things are looking good. We want you to fly out to Niagara Falls and have an interview out there too." And I said, "Well, there won't be any need to do that because I'm not going to live in Niagara Falls." So they hired me, and after I was at Memphis for about a year, they transferred me to Niagara Falls. And so I worked for them for 2.5 years, and we didn't like it up there, so that's when I started shopping around and got the job at Kempstrad.
Oh,
in
okay.
Decatur.
Well, now, when you lived in Niagara Falls, Aunt Bobby came to visit you.
Yeah,
And you built a house there too, right?
No, we just rented
Oh, okay.
in Niagara Falls.
We went to, as a family, to Niagara Falls and saw that house.
You did?
I've got a picture of it somewhere. I'll have to show it to you.
Uh-huh.
You gave me, remember me calling you on the phone and asking you the address and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was used to kid about that summertime in Niagara Falls was July the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I was cold up there the whole time. She kidded me about, I'd be in the house and have on my overcoat. People come over and say,
Where are you going?
"Oh, are you going somewhere?"
And Charlie Brown, that's where you met Charlester. Or what'd you call her, Charlie or Charlie? Or
Charlie?
yeah?
Oh, that's where Mother met her?
Yeah, her husband worked there, and so he was a PhD, Alan Brown, real nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you remember, they were having a strike at the plant one time, and he was in a group of people that were had to get food into the plant, and he was on a boat accessing the plant from the river, and the boat capsized and he drowned.
Ooh,
Oh.
this was at Niagara Falls.
Uh-huh.
Oh. And did they have any children at the time?
Never had any.
How long had they been married?
Short time, kind of
Yeah.
like us.
Was she Mother's age or a little older?
A
Or?
little older.
Yeah. Was she like your age or?
No, not that much older, I don't think.
Yeah.
And she had a brother. She was from Texas originally.
Yeah.
She had a brother that visited with her. We met
What
him.
was her maiden name? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I wonder if she ever remarried and had kids.
I wonder. Where you going?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I was going to tell them about where we met.
You don't have to do that.
Well, I
No,
want
she's
you
gonna
to.
videotape.
Yeah, I want to videotape it. It's family history.
I'll see y'all in a little while.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, after she gets back, I'll tell you about that.
Okay. Well, so now tell me about when Mother had the first miscarriage.
Let me see. The first one was in Niagara Falls. That's the reason Aunt Bobby came up to help us out.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
And we had one. She had one before that in Memphis when we lived in that little apartment.
Oh, okay.
And then she had another one, third one, after we moved back to Decatur.
Yeah.
I moved to Decatur.
Yeah. Then she had that procedure done.
All right. Let's see. What do you call it? Some kind of pregnancy.
Well, she had
Tubal.
she had an ectopic pregnancy, a tubal pregnancy, right?
Yeah.
And then she had one tube left, and
Yeah.
then she told me that she had a procedure done where they reamed out her tube, and it was real painful, and it was kind of experimental. She'd done
I
some
guess so.
research, and then she got pregnant right away with me, and then bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know all that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, what else? I can't think of anything right now.
What was it like having 3 small children? And so you'd come home from work exhausted from work, and then you'd have to do the second shift.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Would you come home and she'd be like, "I'm sick of these brats. You take care of them."
Oh no, you didn't have that attitude. But we just had to do something, you know, when the babies were not sleeping through the night and stuff, had to be fed and everything. That's when we had the shift work. And I'd come home and after supper, sleep a while, and then she'd stay up till midnight. Then she'd go to bed, and then I took over the second shift. And I got to where that I could get up and heat the bottle and change the diaper and feed you and rock you and get back in bed within 30 minutes. Yeah, that's a pretty good record.
Yeah.
What's about average for doing that?
Well, I don't know, because I never did do bottles.
Oh, I see.
I'm trying to think.
Let's go do our shopping and get it over with.
Shopping?
Yeah.
Well, I have to shower first then. I can't go out in public like this. Do I look bad?
No, you're fine.